So welcome everyone. As you just witnessed on BTN, the 2019 Big Ten Championship meet, our 25th Big Ten Championship in school history and our sixth in a row. So joining us today, we have three individuals who won Big Ten titles in that meet. First, we have Emma McLean, who was a senior on last year's team, and she won her second Big Ten title on vault with a score of 9.9. She is a two-time captain, and so welcome, Emma.
Thank you.
And then we have Olivia Karras, who also is a senior on the 2019 team. Olivia is a six-time All-American and won her second Big Ten title, sharing the all-around champion. So Olivia, welcome.
Thanks.
And then we have Natalie Wojcik, who was a freshman on that team. Natalie won two Big Ten titles. She won floor and then also shared the all-around title and went on to win the NCAA Beam Championship as well. So welcome, Natalie. So our first question, Emma, this is for you. Team puts a lot of emphasis on the Big Ten Championships every year. Just talk about the importance of that to the coaching staff and the team and how that's emphasized.
Yeah, kind of everything that we do from, every practice that we're in the gym and every day, everything we do is for Big Tens. As being Michigan, that is our meet, and we look forward to that meet every single year, and just that's always in the back of our mind, and so yeah.
And so Olivia, just talk about the build up to the Big Ten Championship, the days leading up, the hours leading up to the competition. Just how does the team prepare for that week, and is it different competing on podium for the postseason?
Leading up to the meet, we always do like spirit days. So we'll do like dressed as a different team at Michigan, which is really fun because a lot of us live with other sports or lived with other sports. And so we would do like dressed as a different team at Michigan. And then we would all like Big Tens, like Emma said, was always kind of Michigan's meet. We kind of treated it like a home meet instead of an away meet. And like she said, we really look forward to it it's like our thing that we look forward to the whole year. And so, especially when we get there, everyone's always really hyped up. There's always an extra little spark of adrenaline, a little louder music, a little sparklier leotards. And so it's always a little bit more, I guess the right word, there's always more oomph at Big Tens than other meets, but it's fun. And competing on podium is always a great, it helps your body. It's much, there's more give. And there's also more oomph, double using. And so it's fun. And so you always look forward to that meet for both of those reasons.
So Emma, just talk a little bit about a meet like the Big Ten Championships where there's a practice day, you have a banquet the night before. Just talk about those extra moments being with the team and how that helps elevate the meet as a more meaningful competition to you guys.
Right. So like we said, leading up to Big Tens is kind of what we're looking forward to and working for the entire season. And as upperclassmen and even the sophomores, once you win your first Big Ten championship, we talk a lot about it. And for the freshmen, it's kind of like they've never experienced that. And I think as soon as we have that practice day and go to that banquet, they all of a sudden realize, like, wow, this is special. Like, this is our moment. And I think from there on, like, everyone's on the same page and ready to go. So it definitely helps set the tone.
So Natalie, I'm just curious, on a meet day, and just have you walk me through a little bit about what a meet day looks like for you guys? I think there's a lot more that goes on throughout the day than people might realize. So just take me through kind of the lead up throughout the day, getting ready in the hotel, kind of the hotel get together with family, the bus ride to the venue, and then you've got the warm-ups and in the locker room, and just kind of walk me through that process and explain everything that you guys do on a meet day.
Yeah, so we'll wake up pretty early in the morning, grab breakfast just to get our day started. And then after that, we'll have a little bit of downtime where some girls might work on some homework, and we'll usually get started on hair braiding because that's usually a process that takes a while. So Emma and I usually got a little bit of a start on braiding after breakfast. And then we go to a team stretch just to get our bodies moving. So we'll just do some light flexibility and a little bit of conditioning in the hotel as a team, which is always really fun. We play music and get rolled out and stretched out and everything. And then after that, we'll usually have lunch in the hotel. So we'll do a grocery run the night before and just make sandwiches and eat veggies and snacks before the meet. And then we'll start doing our makeup and finish our hair. And we'll do any taping that we need to do before we get to the venue with our athletic trainer. And the whole time we're just playing music, getting pumped up, getting excited. And then once we're ready to go, we'll go down to the lobby and see all our family and friends who came. And we'll sing Hail to the Victors and just get really excited before we get on the bus. And then once we get on the bus, the energy just keeps building. We're blasting music, dancing the whole way there. And then that energy just kind of carries through practice and practice day and through warm-ups.
Very nice. Yeah, it's a long day, a lot of activity. Warm-ups are a couple hours before the meet starts, so definitely a lot going on. So shifting focus specifically to the 2019 Big Ten Championship meet. Olivia, this one's for you. The meet for you guys started on balance beam. Just talk through a little bit about the difference of starting on different events and drawing balance beam in particular for that meet. And for you guys, you guys were able to start it out really well, hit all 6 routines, ended up with a 49.3. So just kind of talk me through starting on beam and then, kind of the extra I guess, that you guys had with a successful first rotation.
Yeah, starting on beam is interesting because it's kind of high risk, high reward. So you get like the first kind of the shakiest event over with, and then you're kind of not smooth sailing, but you don't have beam in the back of your mind the whole time. But for us, we figured out we were going to start on beam at Big Fives. So we knew like maybe a month before. So we kind of focused a lot of our practice around going into the gym and doing a beam inter squad and like starting on beam and then going from there for the rest of practice. So we got used to like the calm and confident mentality at the beginning and then kind of explode with energy in the last few events. So yeah, we had a great rotation. I think the best part of that for me was like Farley was our leadoff, and Farley does a triple series on beam. And when she hit her triple series, we all went, alrighty then, it's getting started. And that was like the coolest thing ever because I felt really calm after that for sure. I don't think I ever told her that because it might have stressed her out. So I'm glad I didn't. But I loved starting on beam. And then, Nat finished us off beautifully as usual. And it was like a wonderful, relaxing feeling to know that that was done and that we could just go into the locker room for a bye and get ready for everything else. So, I thought it was a great way. It made a great statement to start our Big Ten championship on beam really strong. And it was a really good confidence booster.
I just want to follow up to that real quick. Just talk about, you guys always seem to have a lot of confidence going into Big Tens. Does that help starting out on a difficult event like that, just being confident in your training and knowing that you've put in the work?
I think so. I always love to – I never could really compete like I trained, but I tried to. But I think a lot of the other girls on our team like really did compete like they trained. And so it was always really nice to see all of like the calming and practice show in the meet. Especially it really differs regardless of what event you start on. But I think for that team and for that meet, starting on beam was pretty ideal for us. And it gave us a great like boost of energy and confidence just going through the rest of the meet.
So in the evening session of Big Ten Championships, there's 6 teams. So that means you have 2 bye rotations. So after beam, you guys went into a bye. Natalie, I want you to just talk a little bit about this. Is it good or bad coming off such a successful rotation into a bye? And then maybe just talk through a little bit about what you guys did during that bye after beam last year. And, what does the team normally do when there's some downtime in a meet?
Yeah, so I think coming off such an exciting beam rotation and then just having to sit and wait was definitely a little bit hard because sometimes it's nice to just like hit a good first event and then just kind of keep that energy rolling through the meet. So to have a bye was a little bit tough because you do have that break in there, and so it's important to kind of keep the energy rolling through that bye, but at the same time making use of the little bit of downtime that we have. So I think everyone kind of does a little bit of their own thing, just whatever they need on the bye. So for some people that might mean dancing and jumping around the whole time, and for some people that might mean refueling, taking a break, getting some water. But I just remember we would like take pictures on the bye and try to just talk to each other and keep each other excited to get the meet going.
Didn't our Leos rip?
Yeah.
You guys remember that?
We did have to fix some of the Leos and repin some of the numbers on our backs.
Our armpits all had holes.
So definitely an unplanned bye rotation for how you thought that was going to go. Natalie, I'm also curious, just with that being your first experience at Big Ten Championships, what was it like getting through that first rotation, and was it different than what you might have imagined going into the meet?
Yeah, so as a freshman, I, myself, and the other 3 freshmen, we had heard so much about just what Big Ten means to Michigan, and so everyone always told us, like, this is our meet, like, you're going to have so much fun, like, we can't even explain what it's like. And so I didn't really exactly know what to expect going in, but I knew just to be excited and confident and just to really buy into what everyone else was saying, because I know that part of what makes us so successful at Big Tens is all of us just believing in each other and being one team. And so for me, I came in with an open mind, just excited and ready to go.
So Emma, I'm also curious, with the bye rotations, it's so different than what you guys do throughout the season with normal dual meets, where you don't have the byes in between each rotation. So how do you mentally and physically prepare for the next event? And does that change whether your previous rotation was good or bad?
I think, like Nat said, everyone has their own thing that they kind of do during the bye. For me, at this time, it was taping my shoulders on so that when we came out for floor, I was ready. So, but, you know, we did a lot of dancing, and it's about staying warm and ready to go. So, and whether or not the previous rotation was good or bad, I don't think, you know, it shouldn't matter. You should go into the bye and forget about what happened before. Obviously, you want to keep building on that positive energy. But if it was a bad rotation, you forget about it, and then you go to the locker room and you build that positive energy that you need to come back out with.
So, Natalie, you guys went on to floor exercise after the bye. Didn't start out the greatest. 9.825, not bad to start out, but then a 9.15. But then the team really came together and finished strong in that rotation, ending up with a 49.45, which is really good. So just talk about that floor exercise and the way you, Emma, and Olivia were all able to have really great routines, and yours specifically, which won the Big Ten title with a 9.95.
Thanks. So I honestly didn't even remember us having a rough start until you said that, and I think that's kind of reflective of our attitude going into each event, which is just to have each other's back no matter what, and to not let what happened before you affect your performance. So I think we just went in with the idea that we had a job to do. We needed to hit, we needed to have fun, and I think that's what we did.
Great. And then Olivia, so at that point, the team had to be feeling pretty good about the meet scores after 2 really good rotations and being over and done with. But then you look at the scoreboard and you're in 4th place because of the bye rotation. Just talk about, well, you went from 4th place to 1st place after floor, but just talk about the feeling at that point and how much does the team pay attention to scores throughout the meet?
I mean, I'm like trying to remember it. And I remember after floor, we were just like super excited. I personally, like, I'd be lying to you if I said that I didn't ever look up at a scoreboard. Like, sometimes that gets me like hyped up to know the margins of what we need or like what we need to maintain. But at that point, I don't remember looking up at the scoreboard at all. I think we all knew that we finished that rotation off really well. And especially after beam, we knew that everything was like going pretty smoothly. And so all I remember after that rotation was like not being nervous. Like I just remember enjoying it so much that I'd like almost forget everything that happened until like the actual competing. But I had no idea where we were placement wise. I normally don't. I'm kind of clueless with that stuff, except when I like make when I used to like actually look up on it, but I don't remember doing that at that point. I think we were just excited and like we knew we had vault and we knew we had to like go big or go home, and so everyone was just like really zoned in.
Do you remember your floor routine in that meet? Always great to compete on podium in front of a crowd. Big Ten championships, and I know you killed it with your 9925. So.
I like kind of remember it and kind of don't. I don't know. I think I sometimes had a little too much fun on floor, and so I kind of forget. But I remember just like loving it. Like it was just so much fun. And after Nat went, it's always so fun to kind of see like the score pop up for the person before you, and you're like, nice. And then you get up and go. It gives you like that, like, I like, you know, keep the momentum going. Like they did so well. Like you can't give up now. And it was just so fun. I just remember having the best time, and podium was great. So it was fun.
Emma, then after floor, you guys went over to vault. You had won the vault Big Ten title in 2017 at Rutgers. So for this meet, scoring was a little tight on vault throughout the meet. Just talk about your guys' performance on vault, and then you stuck your Chenko full for a 9.9 to win the event. But you guys were able to finish with the top 3 placements in the meet. So just talk about vault a little bit.
Yeah, I think like Liv said, going into vault, like we were all so zoned in at this point, and we knew that we did what we needed to do on beam and floor. And so going into vault, like we weren't thinking about the scores or what place we were in. We were just, doing our thing and what we practiced. And so I think that's where our mindset was, but we definitely did go big or go home, and it just kept the energy building as the meet went on.
How did you feel when you stuck that vault and the team was waiting in the crowd to give you big cheers?
Yeah, so I look back at pictures, and like I think my reaction said it all. Like I was so pumped up, and like when I vault, I never intentionally would stick a vault. Like you don't go for the stick, you go for the vault. And so every time that I did hit a landing, I just remember like being stuck on the mat like glue, and I was just like, yes, like there it was. So it was awesome to run back to the team and see where we were at.
So Olivia, with one rotation left in the meet, you guys still had bars to go, but before that you had your second bye. So after 3 good events, the team had to be in pretty good spirits, but just talk about that bye rotation and maybe what the conversations were amongst yourselves and the coaches.
I think I remember Bev dancing, to be completely honest. I think she, yes, she was doing the Dougie. She was having so much fun. I do remember that bye because I don't think anyone was like nervous at all. And I don't even think anyone spoke to each other. It was just like joy. And like, if any, a lot of people before bars did a lot of tape and stuff. And so they were with Lisa getting taped up or, getting their wrists taped and everything. But I remember that bye rotation, everyone was just kind of like, this is awesome. And we were just having the best time. But we also, we had bars left, and you can't just be completely, all energy on bars. You definitely have to be mindful of, being articulate with handstands and stuff. And so it was one of those moments where I remember at least dancing a lot in that bye rotation because I had too much energy, and I knew if I went on bars with too much energy, it would not end well. And so it was one of those things where everyone was doing exactly what they needed, but you could just tell like everyone was just amped, regardless of whether they were jumping up and down dancing or like hanging out and getting taped.
So Natalie, it had to feel really good being in control of your own destiny. It's never a good feeling when you're on a bye in your last rotation and it's up to another team to do whatever they can do. So to be in your control of your own destiny and only really needing to hit 5 routines to secure the title, talk about bars and what you guys were able to do and come out with the victory.
Yeah, I think going into bars, it was all about just carrying over the confidence that we had built from the previous 3 events and kind of the energy that we had from the bye. And so going into bars, I just remember feeling like so ready. I believe we had a few just like minor lineup tweaks, the week leading up to that, and even throughout warm-ups. But that whole time I just remember trusting and just like having this sense of like just like a calm kind of that like everything was just going to work out and we were having so much fun. And I think ending on bars was so exciting.
So Emma, just trying to think back, at what point did the team realize that you were Big Ten championships, and describe that feeling when you were presented the trophy from the Big Ten?
So I think going into bars, we knew that you have to hit 5 out of the 6 routines. And going in, we had 5 out of the 6 on pretty much all of the events prior. So bars, I think once we hit 5, we all were pretty much, we knew, but you're not going to celebrate until that 6th person goes. And I think Annie was our anchor and she did a phenomenal job, and to see her compete and get that spot was awesome. And once she was done, I think we just lost it. So that was awesome. Michigan, we do a little thing where the seniors are always the ones who accept the trophy. So it was Liv and I's turn, and it was really special. So.
And there's a little bit of a waiting game in between when you first realize your championships and then when you're presented the trophy, especially in this meet with Beam and Floor still finishing up. So I guess what goes on in that little bit of time period? I know there's a lot of celebrating, a lot of hugging, high fives. Maybe just talk through that a little bit.
Yeah, so I just remember standing on like the opposite side of the bar podium, and we were all hugging each other, hugging all the coaches, and talking to the freshmen about like, see, isn't this great? Like, don't you want to do it again, kind of thing. But it like makes me feel speechless, those kind of moments, because they are speechless. In that moment, it's just like pure being and joy, and everything that you've worked for paid off. And yeah, it's just very special.
So Olivia, I'm curious, just, as a senior, you were able to finish off going 4 for 4 in your career at Big Tens. So just talk about that a little bit, but then also sharing the all-around title with Natalie and Lexi Ramler from Minnesota with a 39.6. So just talk through your feelings about those two things.
Yeah, going 4 for 4 was like always in the back of my mind. It was something that I always was like, I wanted to accomplish that because, there's 4 different teams that you're on. So it's a testament to how everyone works together on 4 separate occasions and 4 separate years. And so I definitely think when we realized that we did it for the 4th time, I remember hugging Emma for like a minute because we were just like, so like, it was just that moment of like, oh my gosh, we actually did it. But like, not that we didn't think we could, but it's like when you see it finally show up and and it was so amazing. And Big Tens at the end of the day, like, yeah, we're all individual people that compete, but it's like all about that team title and holding that team trophy and bringing it back on the plane. Like, that's just the best part of Big Tens. And so honestly, I had no idea about individual titles, all around titles, anything. I was really just kind of blinded by excitement with the team title, and that was really all that I cared about. And so I had no idea that I had placed on an all around. And I remember they called Nat's name. I was like, yay, Nat! And then they said my name, and I was like, oh! And I like remember we walked up together because I was like, I just had no idea. So it was awesome. It was a really exciting moment. I guess I never really realized how exciting that was until we were standing up there together. And Lexi Ramler's awesome. It was so cool to have the 3 of us up there together. It was a really special moment.
So Natalie, talk about in your first Big Ten championship experience, being able to be at the top of the podium on 2, the floor exercise and the all around, but then also just the feeling of winning that Big Ten title. And everybody says you don't know what it feels like until you do it. So just tell me what that actually felt like once you went through it.
Yeah, so the whole day was honestly just so exciting. And then especially after the meet where we got our trophy and we got our hats and T-shirts and just like celebrating that whole time. I remember my cheeks hurting so bad from just like nonstop smiling. But to be able to be up on that podium was an honor because I mean, I've watched Big Ten championships on TV for I don't even know how long. So to be able to finally participate and to be able to stand up on that podium was just such an honor, and especially to be able to share it with Liv. And we actually went on to tie in the all-around at regionals and nationals that year. So that was kind of something fun that we did.
And then Emma, for you, also going 4 for 4 in your career, and you won your second Big Ten title on vault. Just talk about where those memories stand out in your collegiate career.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like Liv said, the team championship and title is like everything that I could ask for. When I look back on my career in my college days, because we're retired now, those are the moments that stand out, those team titles. And when people ask me like what my highlights of college are, like it's those team moments when we're all together and we're celebrating because we did something together. And then I think the individual title is, I mean, that's like a little sprinkle on top. Like that's an extra thing that I am fortunate that I was able to do. But for me, the team is what brings me the most happiness.
So then I also want to just ask each of you kind of about just some like little moments that you remember from the celebration or during the meet if you want to share anything else. But let's start with Natalie. So, you know, whether it's dancing in the locker room or like enjoying time with your family afterwards, maybe what are some of your favorite memories from winning Big Tens?
Yeah, so definitely the kind of realization that we were going to get Big Ten championship rings, I think was super exciting. And then also just knowing that we were giving Liv and Emma their 4th consecutive Big Ten team title was just so exciting. And then for me, Big Tens was in my home state of Pennsylvania, so I got to see a lot of my friends and family after, which was so exciting to kind of be able to share that moment with them too. And then something funny that happened actually after the meet was there were a lot of ties in the meet, and so not everyone got to leave with the medals that they won. And so our athletic trainer, Lisa, came up to me and gave me kind of a homemade medal made out of the cardboard that they used from the beam that broke on practice day, and some athletic tape. So that's a moment I'll definitely always remember, and I still have that cardboard medal that she made me.
That's awesome. So Emma, similar question to you. What are some of your favorite memories from that meet?
I think just like going over to the stands afterwards and giving my parents hugs, like that, it's so special to just like have their support there. And I can't explain it, but seeing the families after and celebrating with them is always huge. And I know I think it's always at Big Ten. Liv and I always go back to the hotel, and my aunt will bring us Downey's potato chips. And so we always looked forward to eating those after the meet. But I think Bev also took us to the creamery in Penn State. So we all got some ice cream afterwards, and it was a cool celebration.
So Olivia, same for you. What are your favorite memories from that day?
Oh, boy. I would say that something, I don't know if a lot of people know we do this, but at Big Tens at the banquet, the seniors give the freshmen a Big Ten ring to wear. And it's kind of like this is what it's going to feel like when you get your own. And I remember when Emma and I were freshmen and our Big Tens was at Nebraska and our seniors gave us the rings. And I remember looking at it and like literally praising everything that it stood for. Like it was the coolest thing ever. And so I remember that moment of where Emma and I had at that time, each 3 rings, so our 6 rings to get out to the girls, and how each of them got one and then we each got one. And it's like one of those traditions that Michigan does that's so awesome, that just gives you like a little taste of everything. So I love that. The beam breaking was a highlight on the practice day because we ended up playing volleyball with all the teams on the floor. We did like the Cupid shuffle for like maybe 2 hours. Everything got pushed back. And that's one of those moments where like a schedule and time doesn't really matter. It was just like everyone was together and was just being dorks. And that was like so much fun. I always love when like stuff breaks and everyone has to figure out what they're going to do. So that was really fun. And then, yeah, like Emma said, I mean, our parents and our family and our fans that travel are like the most amazing people. I mean, they changed around their lives to go to Big Tens. Like, it is a big thing for everyone to go. And so seeing everyone after, the parents always have all these like little things on their head like this and lays and all this stuff. And we go back to the hotel and they're all just like so excited to see us, and all the big hugs and, you know, kind of the happy tears of getting to celebrate with everyone. So Michigan fans are the best. So having them there to celebrate with is always a highlight at Big Tens.
That's outstanding. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It's been really great reliving the 2019 Big Ten Championship with 3 of you. So thanks so much for joining us, and have a great day.